Hello everybody, welcome back to the Artisan of Glimmith. Up past 700 puzzles solved. We were here in the Inequality area, and last time things were going really smoothly, so let's hope that some of that momentum can remain. Shall we see what's going on this little extrusion here? My least favourite mechanic, but we'll give it a gentle go for now. This is going to come to at least here. If this is 3, this is 2 or 1. Let's check the other rules. Area number, Gemini and deltas, and inequality. So this is a 2 or a 1. This is smaller than this, but this has to be different than this. This has to be the same as this. So this has to be a 2 or a 1. And we know that this then has to be a 2 or a 1. No. No. This is the opposite of this. So this has to be 4 plus, which means this has to be 4 plus, which means this is going to go to there for 3, and that's going to go to there for 3, I believe. Which means this is going to be 4 plus, and this is going to be 1 to 3. So that has to go to there, that has to go to there and to there. That could go to here, and they could both be 4s. That could go to there. Four, 3. What's giving me a real hesitation right now is the uncertainty as to why this couldn't have... Oh, wait. The Gemini have to have the same shape, not the same number. So it's got to be that. Okay, I was getting myself twisted thinking so much about the counting, not the shapes. Right, area number for 6, which means this has to be 7 plus, which means this has to be the same 7 plus, which means this has to be 7 plus and the same. So that has to come out to there to get out. This is 3 and 2. This is 1 and 2. So that would get to 6. How do I draw the same shape here for these two? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nice. I was a little worried that wasn't going to work out, but we got there. All right, you can do this. You can do this. This will be fine. This is a 2. That means this is 3 plus, which means this is 3 plus in the same shape, which means this is 4 plus, which means this is 4 plus in the same shape. And then, in fact, it has to be exactly 4 because this is the 5 that is greater than that. So that's 5, which means this is 5, which means this is 5. And this could be 4 and 4. For this to be 5... the highest likelihood, I think, is going to be that, but it could be something like that or something. This has to be 3 plus, so it's got to go down to at least there, which means this has to come out to probably at least here. It might take a corner. I don't know yet, but that's coming out that way. Wait. I biffed my numbers here. This is 2. Bigger than 2 This is 2. Bigger than 2 is 3. This has to be the same as 3. Then this has to be 4, which is equal to 4. So this is a 4 and this is a 4 because this has to be greater than to get to the 5. So we go 2, 3 is 3. Greater than is 4 equals is 4. So that means this is a 4, this is a 4, this is just a 3. This is just a 3. Which means we can put a box around that and that. That's good. Happy about that. If this is going to be a 4 that doesn't interfere with that 5, it's got to be this, which means that's got to be that, which means this has got to be this, which means that's got to be that. This has got to be less than 2, so that's a 1, which means that's got to be at least a 2. But if that's also going to be a 1, 1 is that this can't be a 1, but it has to be at least a 2, which means this has to be at least a 3, which means that's going to be a 4 to do that. That can be a 1, I think. This is going to be 5. Hey! I love it when a plan comes together. Alright, that's that little corner done. We can go down this central bit. There's this bridge. There's this little courtyard at the back. Let's do... what's this? Just inequality, nothing else. Okay. So we can have regions of any size. But obviously, there's this T-shape in the center that we kind of have to abide by for everything. And it has a lot of rules on it. So this is going to get kind of algebra-y. But if this is x equals a minimum of 1, then this would be 2. This would be 3. 3 would grow to at least here. This would be 4. This would be 4. This would be 2 or 1. Now, if x was 2, that would go to 3. This would be 4. And then that would be 5, which I think could still work. 1, 2, 3. Okay, this can't exist because if this is 3, this would be a 1, and this has to be bigger than that. So this is 1, this is 2, this is 3. This has to be at least 4. And if this is 1 and 1, this has to make that 5. So I think we have to have the full shape on the inside as a 5. This is going to be at least a 6. This is going to be a 4 or less. This is going to be a 6 or more. Excuse you. So this is in fact 5. Oh. So this can be 4 to 2, and this can be 3 to 1 to follow the rules of that. This then, to be greater than 5, has to be 6. This also has to be 6. Those two probably are part of the same region. Possibly with this as well. No, wait. Lift that. This is 4. Yeah. So this 6 has to get out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a 1. That's going to be a 4 that grows. If this has to be 3 to 1, it could come out. This can't be a 6 right now because there's only that much room, which is a problem for me. Wait. That doesn't have to be a 4. It just has to be 4 or less. So that can be a 1. That can be a 6. But this has to be bigger than that, which would have to be like 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then that has to be the 2. Yeah, okay. I got a little messed up with my bigger than, smaller thans, but we got there. Just inequality again. So let's look at this here. If this is x of minimum 1, this is x plus 1, this is x plus 2, then this is x plus 3, and this is x plus 4. Then, okay, but let's pay more attention to where we start. If this is x equals a minimum of 1, this is x plus 1, this is x plus 2, this is x plus 3, this is x plus 4, this is x plus 5, this is x plus 6, this is x plus 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 36 total. Well, we can have other pieces, right? So this is 1. And this is 2. And that's 3. And that's 4. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's just counting, isn't it? Okay. 1. There's a 15 hiding in here. Don't know what that means. Sometimes it's not hiding anything. That's 2. So this equals a minimum of 3, which puts this at a minimum of 4. Puts this at a minimum of 5, this at a minimum of 6, and this at a minimum of 7, and this at a minimum of 6, and this at 3, 4, 3, 2, or 1. So this has to come up to at least here, and if it has to be a minimum of 4, it's going to have to get out further. That's going to do that. That's going to do that. Those are going to join together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, where did I go wrong here? 1, 2. You have a minimum of 3. You have a minimum of 4. You can be a 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I'm lacking 1 somewhere. But I've got the 6s together already. So I'm not sure where I can get what. Oh, I see. I think this is 1, this is 2. This is a minimum of 3, but this can also be 3, which frees up 1 more tile for this to be 7. So it was these 3s combining together that was tripping me up a tiny bit. Okay. I think this pattern here is going to be important. Because if this is 1, this is at least 2, this is at least 3, this is at least 4, this is at least 5, this is at least 6, this is at least 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's your solution. Doesn't it look pretty? Very nice. Very nice puzzle indeed. Again, like, I wonder, how is that a 3 when it was just seemed so obvious? But clearly there are other puzzles where it's like a 2 and I can't see the solution at all. So, you know, just the way my brain goes sometimes, I suppose. Right. This is a 5, which means this is a 4 or something. This has to be greater than 3, so this is a 4. So that's going to be a 4, that's a 3. This is less than 3, which is 1. This is more than 3. This is 3. How do I make the 5? Big, long, straight 5. A 1? It's a 10 and a 15. And we have 25 total. So we just have to divide these into... Well, this has to be part of the 10. 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 And this has to be part of the 10. So... we have to just colour that all in a way that doesn't trap any of the area to be confined away from the 15. Can't do you yet. Oh, you are hidden. How about you? A 4 with area numbers. 14, 15, 17, 18, 64. 10, 20, 30, 40, 45, 49... 56, 64. So just 4 regions. And we have those regions as A, B, C, and D. So that must mean this is part of the 14, this is part of the 15, this is part of the 16, and this is part of the 17. Then we also have an X, Y... Oh no, there's 4 here. So this is going to be 14, 15, 16, 17. And then these 2 are less direct. How do we get the 14 to here and here? Especially in a way that doesn't trap the 15. Oh, there's no 16. So the 16 should be 17s. You can't exist on both sides of that line, which is its own problem. Still 14, 15, 19. Q? Oh, I have to pick those up. There you go. Oh. Well, there is our silver gilding, which then unlocks other puzzles like this down here. The ones that were otherwise not available to us earlier. Range 4 to 6. Inequality. And we have 29 total. That belongs to that, that belongs to that, that belongs to that, that belongs to that. Start there, shall we? This is going to be either a 4 or a 5. This is either going to be a 5 or a 6. This is either a 4 or a 5. This is either a 5 or a 6. This is either a 4 or a 5. This is a 5 or a 6. This is a 4 or a 5. This is a 5 or a 6. So, what else do we know? Great question. All I want to do now is just start coloring things that I think look correct, but as I've said many a time before, I'm trying to not guess. Like, this has to belong to one of these. Okay, I think these two have to be part of the same region, because if the 5 gets out to here, this blocks the 6 in. So I think these are part of a 5 together. Which means this has to be a 4. Which means this has to be a 6. How do we get to 6 without interrupting this 4, 5? The great question. Could be that. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, wait. This 5 needs a 5th. If it's that, then this 6 has to go somewhere in that realm. If it's this, that can't get out apart from there, but we can't do 6 like that. So, this has to get out to there. That 6 can't take that, so that 6 has to take this at least. This 4 or 5 has to get out. And this 5 needs a 5th. That becomes a 4. This goes to that, or not that, because it can't get to both sides of the line. That's a 4, and that's a 5. No. I screwed up somewhere. Where did I screw up? You need to pick up either this or this. If this 6 comes down, 2, 3, 4, 5, can't take that as a 6, because that makes 7. So that means that this must take at least that. It might take that instead, but it means that takes that, puts a box around it. That means this 4 has to go to here, put a box around it. this 4, 5 has to get out. That means this 6 goes to there, put a box around it. That I'm reasonably happy with if my assumption about where the 5 must start is. This needs to be a 5 or a 6. Well, that's going to there at least. How do I get this to add up? This is a 4 or a 5. This is a 5 or a 6. Can't do that because that gets lost. I am stuck somewhere. Right, this was a 4 or a 5 with a 5 or a 6 bigger than it. And this is a 4 or a 5 with a 5 or a 6 bigger than that. For these to both have their own regions that are larger than, say, 3, one of them can't trap the other in. Therefore, they must be in a region together with this tile, but they can't both be 4s, they can't both be 6s, so they must both be 5. So this becomes a 4. This is a 5 plus either this or this. And this becomes a 6. That gets that. That gets that. This 4 cannot take this tile. If the 4 comes down in any capacity, that 5 must come down to there. That 6 can't take that. So I'm pretty happy with that 5, and this 6 has to take at least this tile. That means this 4 ends up there. It's all feeling very similar to what I already tried to do once, which is upsetting, but so far, the logic seems sound, you know? So this has to be a 5-6 over a 4-5. And this has to be a 4-5 under a 5-6. This has to get out, at least, which takes that. If the 6 were that way... Oh, wait. Is there some world where this 6 and this 6 are the same? But then I don't know who gets this piece. That's 6, that's 5, that's 4. No, you didn't become a 6 yet. That's 5. Okay. Realizing this 6-6 was the line that I was not quite on. But we got there. There's another one here, a 3. Shape bank inequality. Feels like that shouldn't be too bad, but you know. This is a 5 long. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which means this is definitely at least this. Whether it goes to there or to here, we don't know. But that goes to at least there. Okay, well, what the other thing that we know is that the straight line is a 5 and the 2x2 is a 6. So this must be part of the straight line, which could be that. And then this has to be part of a 6. This has to be part of a 6. Could it ever go 5 and 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 5. 6, 6. 6, 6, 6. Lovely. There's one under the stairs here. There is. Shape bank inequality. We have a 2, a 3, and a different 3. So all of the small ends have to be a 2, a 2, a 2, a 2, a 2, a 2, and a 2. Bless you. So that and that. This has to go to here and be a 3. Where's our next must be? Well, we can start doing that's a 3, that's a 3, that's a 3, that's a 3, and that's a 3. This 3 can't do that because it leaves a 1, which is invalid. So that 3 has to go to there. That's a 2. This 2 has to go to there. This 2 has to go to there. This 3 has to pick up those. That's a 2. This 3 can do that. And then we go 3, 2, 2, 2. No. No, 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 no. I missed one. How did I miss one? I think this is all still fine. But I missed that being a 3. So that 2 has to come down. 3, 3, 2, 2. Nope, I biffed it. In this space, we have 12. So it's got to be... It can't be 3, 6, 9, 11, 13. I think it's got to be 3, 6. Yeah. Math! Who knew it would be so important in the process of solving puzzles? Alright, that is a half hour. I wonder if we might find one more puzzle to just give a little investigation to. Oh, you're just a 1. I'll save that for the start of next time. Oh, we got a couple more here. Are these more of the ones that I don't like? They are. We did actually not badly with them. So you know what? We'll try one more of these to finish. Delta, Gemini, Inequality. But no limits on our size outside of the fact that this is the size of 4 as a maximum. But also it can't be that because this has to confine to the shape of this. So we can't go to 4 because we can't make 4 out of that. Okay, where can we begin? It looks rotationally symmetrical, but it's not quite. Like this is smaller than, this is smaller than, so there's definitely some changes to consider. Well, these all have to match their pairs. But this has to be bigger than this. So if this is a 1 and this is a 1, this has to be a 2. And this has to be a 2, which is bigger than this one, which is equal to this one. But like, that's just an example. That's not anything that's founded in logic right now. So we don't have kind of a huge line of greater than, less thans to start us with like an x+1 chain or anything like that. So this has to be 2+. And this has to be at least 1. This has to be 1, this has to be 2+. This has to be 2+ and 2+, which means this has to be 2+. This has to be 1 or something different, 1 or something different. This has to be 2+. This has to be 1 or something different. This has to be 2+. This has to be 1 or something different. So it might be 3 and 2, but the 2+s must be at least 2. So from that, I can get to this being 1, because, or can it? If this was 1, this would be 2. This would be 1. This would be 2. This would be 2, which does not equal that. So that becomes a problem. This being at least 2+ brings that to there, which brings this to have to be different than that, would be this. We can't have any 3 long straight pieces. So on that reflection then, I mean, we could do 3 long curves. Like that. But this has to be at least 2, because it has to be bigger than this minimum 1. So that has to go to there. That's a definite. We definitely know that is true. It can't do this, because that can't be a 3 long straight to go with it. So put a line around that. That's for sure. Now, this can't do that, because this can't be the same. So that has to do that. Put a box around it. This is 2. So this has to be 1. Put a box around it. This has to be at least 3 then, because this has to be greater than this 1, which is now a 2. So this has to be a 3. But it can't be 3 straight, because that can't be 3 straight. So that has to be over in a hook, which means this is going to be either this or this. I have to figure out which way that's going to go. This is now a 1, for sure. So this has to be at least a 2, which means it can't do that. So that's going to go that way. Oh, no. Why would you do this to me, game? All of my logic was sound until it broke right here. I mean, my logic probably wasn't sound. I probably broke something, but I really thought I was onto a good line of progress through all of that. This can't be a 3. Because if this was a 2, this would have to be greater, but we can't have that be a straight line. So that I still stand at 2. If this is 2, because it has to be greater than this has to be a 1 on its own, because it can't be less than 1. So this is 1. For sure. If that's 1, this has to be at least 2. This has to be at least 2. So they have to be together. Could be 3. But this has to be different than it. And this has to match it. So it can't be 3, because that can't be 3 as well. So if this is 2, this is 2, that's a 1. That's all sound. If this is a 2, that's a 1 and a 1. If this is 2, that's 2. But it doesn't have to be that. This 2, or this Gemini, has to match this, but it can't do that because then those are parallel. So that has to be 2. That has to be 1 and 1, just because of what's left. That has to be 1, because it's less than this 2. This is greater than 2. This has to be 3. And now I've broken it again. Because this can't be a 1. But I can't do this to match this and have that be a 1. I can do it that way. This is still greater than that. How did I miss that the first time round? So this is a 3. That's a 1, and a 1. Hey! We got there. I don't know how I missed that I couldn't do that way that one before, but hey. Alright, that is a great place to put this down for today. Thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button, subscribe for more. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.